The title of this video is the first and last time you're ever going to hear me refer to myself as vegan. Now, I don't consume animal products, which is the dictionary definition of the word vegan. So why don't I call myself vegan? Well, today when you say you're vegan, it doesn't just mean you don't eat meat, dairy, and eggs. It means you're also instantly labeled with the characteristics of every annoying vegan ever. And I get it, because it seems the only vegans you see everywhere are super preachy and act like they're in a cult. In reality though, the majority of people who are vegan aren't actually annoying. But because they don't go around telling everyone they're #vegan, the result is the only vegans everyone hears are the annoying vocal minority. And this vocal minority aren't just annoying, but I believe they're actually the biggest harm to their own cause. So who are these annoying vegans? Well, the easiest way to spot one is by the annoying catchphrase it seems every annoying vegan is programmed with.
Go vegan!
Every time I see someone post go vegan, it comes across like they're trying to get their 10% commission their cult pays them for each vegan conversion. You'd think anyone with any basic empathy for other people would realize telling others to go do something is only gonna piss them off, right? I mean, vegans of all people should know about empathy, because if these vegans can see life from the perspective of an ant crawling down someone's butt crack, then why can't they see life from the perspective of the person whose butt crack the ant is fucking crawling in? There's a crack in that logic. Telling people to go vegan is about as effective as trying to make average Americans become Nazis by saying go Nazi. The second you say the word in both cases, people will immediately have a negative reaction, assume who you are, and refuse to listen. Now, I'm in no way comparing vegans and Nazis, but the point is when people have a strong negative connotation to the word that defines your message, then why the hell would you try to use that word to change people? And these vegans throw the word vegan around everywhere, on every social media post, on their clothes, clinging to the word vegan like it's some kind of real-life Twitter verification badge. They may think when they make a post about being vegan and get 12 likes that they're changing the world or something, but what they don't see are the 284 people who scrolled past thinking,
Vegans are so fucking annoying. God, I'm gonna eat some meat later just to retaliate.
All these vegans are doing is preaching to the choir. If you want someone to do something that goes against everything they've been taught is normal their whole life, well, no shitty slogan's gonna do anything.
Wow, I'm shook.
However, the worst vegans though are not on the internet, but the ones who go around protesting in ridiculous ways, like chanting in grocery stores or covering themselves in fake blood. It doesn't make people empathize with your cause. It just makes everyone cringe and think vegans are a bunch of crazy, overly emotional people. And nothing makes it easier to dismiss an issue when the people behind it seem crazy. It just reinforces in their mind that they're sane and you're not. And in a world where it's already normal to eat animals, the idea that some don't already seems crazy enough to most people. But the reason why these vegan activists are convinced they're helping is because by pure numbers, if you preach anything to enough people, you'll eventually convince a few people. It would be like if I started preaching with a bunch of other Spencers all the benefits of naming your kid Spencer. So #go Spencer. You know, it doesn't matter how annoying we are. If we keep talking to enough people, sooner or later a few parents will be convinced. And then as a result, all of us annoying Spencer activists will feel like, hey, if we keep going, soon the whole world might go Spencer. But what we wouldn't see are all the thousands who might have previously considered calling their kid Spencer, but now that they associate the name with us annoying Spencer activists, there's no way, even though the majority of Spencers aren't annoying. And that's what's happening with these annoying vegans. So when they change a few people and think they're making a difference, they're not technically wrong. It's just the difference they're actually making is pushing thousands away from even considering the reasons people don't eat animal products. And this stigma that annoying vegans have created about vegans not only prevents people from considering their point, but it has people who even agree with their points and people who don't even consume animal products not wanting to call themselves vegan. Another thing these annoying vegans do that really pisses me off is they often freak out over the smallest issues. A lot of which aren't even issues at all. You know, like imagine that vegan at a party, you know, Who Let the Dogs Out starts playing and they say something like, why are we asking who let the dogs out? You know, that implies dogs are ours to let out and possess. You know, dogs are sentient creatures capable of letting themselves out, you know? PETA is the perfect example of this because a lot of what PETA gets mad at is so ridiculous, they've now become a living parody of themselves. You know, PETA is like the boy who cried wolf, except on the off chance it's a wolf, it's always dead. You know, I bet if a lot of these annoying vegans realized how condescending they are and got off their high horse, they'd just shame themselves for riding a horse, metaphorically. When I see vegans freaking out over every little thing, it makes me imagine a giant leaky roof. And these vegans are the ones going around trying to plug every little hole in the roof with their fingers, feeling all heroic. But they're just ignoring the real problem, which is the shitty design of the roof causing all the fucking holes. You can plug holes all you want, but until you build a new roof, all the holes will just keep on coming. Yeah, sure, you may stop a few drops, which will make you feel helpful, but in reality, not only are you not helping, but by sticking your fingers in every little hole, you're just blinding the holes and letting in more drops than you prevent. And that's exactly what these vegans are doing. They're focusing on the smaller issues while ignoring the real problem that causes them. Plus, when you're always freaking out over every little thing, people just get annoyed and they tune you and the issue out completely. So if instead of trying to plug every small hole, you'd actually be more helpful if you just plug the hole in your face. Ultimately, all you accomplish is putting your mind at ease by making yourself feel helpful, which is just selfish. Almost as selfish as vegans who force their cat to go vegan and risk killing it when no one's forcing them to live with an animal that's a carnivore. Sometimes I swear it feels like some vegans are only vegan because they just get off on being part of an exclusive club. Must be why they're always trying to change the definition of vegan to exclude as many people as possible. Vegan police here. You're gonna have to stop calling yourself vegan, okay? Oh, what? I don't consume animal products though. That's the dictionary definition, which is wrong. Us real vegans feel it doesn't accurately represent us, so we changed the definition. Basically, we decided that being vegan is a way of living now.
What?
Yeah, the full definition is a paragraph. Notice the new terms and conditions.
But you have no authority to change the definition.
Ooh, you also don't appear to be promoting veganism either. Yeah, not even a Go Vegan badge or anything. Pity. Yeah, that's gonna be another violation. Oh, and we also require all vegans to be environmentalists too now. Yeah, so if you want to rejoin our cult, I mean club, you're gonna have to start living by our new rules. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, fuck it. I'm gonna start eating meat.
What I don't think vegans who go around protesting and getting mad at everything realize is, even if they miraculously shut down every factory farm overnight, they would actually just make everything worse, because all you'd accomplish is pissing off every meat eater or making them crave meat even more. The reality is, until the majority of people's desire to eat meat changes, nothing else will. Supply and demand. Ultimately, that's what it all comes down to. You can protest all you want, but as long as there's a demand, there will be a supply. And you can't tell people what to demand, they have to demand it themselves. However, if you allow people to see for themselves in a non-preachy way the negative effects animal products have on our health, the environment, and the cruelty, a lot of people will decide to stop eating animal products because they want to, not because you told them to. Still, no matter how much it benefits people to cut out animal products, not everyone will listen. The reality is, when people are taught something is normal their entire lives, no matter how destructive it is, some will never see it as anything but normal. You know, I'm sure if we lived in an alternate reality where humans only drank human breast milk, everyone would just accept that instead. And if someone tried drinking the breast milk of another creature, everyone would laugh and think they're some kind of freak. And by the way, how convenient would that alternate reality be? Shit, I'm out of milk. Honey, I need a squeeze! Hurry! Even if you aren't being an annoying or pretentious vegan, the second you mention the word vegan, you'll immediately lose most people. Even if someone asks why you aren't eating food they offer and you say it's because you're vegan, they'll likely just remember you as a vegan who just can't shut up about being vegan. Truth is, some will see you as annoying no matter what, because everything that word represents is an attack to their belief system. So you have to learn when to pick your battles. You know, there will always be people who will never feel empathy for other animals, just as there will always be people who will never feel empathy for other humans. The fact is, a lot of humans are just assholes. In fact, I'm sure a lot of animals are assholes too. Which is why I find it crazy when anyone says they love animals. I mean, do you realize how many fucking animals there are? It's easy to love something when you can't hear it speak. But imagine if you could. I mean, who knows? Maybe your dog thinks you're a dumb bitch. Maybe your cat hates Mexicans. I don't know. I don't care. I don't love animals. But since when did you have to love something to not want to eat it? You know, I just respect life enough to think that they should have the right to live. But I guess call that a controversial belief. Now, there's probably meat eaters watching this thinking, yeah, fuck vegans, and typing comments like, bacon, and plants have feelings too, as if they really feel no difference between snapping the neck of a cow and snapping a flower in half. Well, I'm pretty sure those meat eaters who are in your face about eating meat are the exact same type of people who are in your face about being vegan. You know, those loud, obnoxious people just desperate to belong to a group. Difference is, one of those groups is trying to speak on behalf of billions of animals, and the other group is trying to speak on behalf of their taste buds. Look, if you're an annoying vegan, I get where you're coming from. Even though I'd been a vegetarian my whole life, in 2011, when I stopped consuming all animal products, and after learning what factory farms were, it completely shattered my entire perspective of the world. It kills you at first. It fills you with anger and emotion, and you feel like you have to do something. And it's easy to let that emotion control you, which is why I think a lot of newer vegans tend to be the most annoying of all. But rather than let that emotion control me, I tried to think of the bigger picture and decided the best way I could change how people look at animals will be to make a viral video. So over a period of 3 years, I dedicated time. I'm writing and working on this video until finally I was convinced that it could reach millions of people and change how they look at animals in perspective to our world. Now, that was my video, The Lie We Live, which I released in 2015, and it went on to receive tens of millions of views. And over the years, there's been tons of comments of people saying they went vegan or vegetarian after watching it. Yet I never once mentioned the word vegan or vegetarian or told people not to eat animals. Now, I wrote that video mostly when I was 19 and 20, and I'm almost 25 now. So my perspective has changed a lot, and the video kind of makes me cringe now. So it's not the best example. But the reason I bring it up is because it shows your message can be a lot more effective and reach a lot more people if you aren't preachy and you can explain your thoughts without the negative connotations behind the word vegan. I'm sure some vegans will watch this and they'll think I just don't care. And that couldn't be further from the truth, because this is the only issue in the world I will always care about. Because humans can fuck each other over as much as they want, I can live with that. But when humans start fucking over billions of innocent creatures who don't have a voice or say as we force them to breed and die over and over because we like the taste, that I can't live with. Now, don't think the reason I'm making this video is because I think people shouldn't call themselves vegan or use their voice. Because that's not it at all. The only way this is ever going to change is if we use our voice, since animals don't have one. However, just know, just because you give someone a voice doesn't mean you're helping. Because the truth is, not all voices are good. Some are just annoying as shit.